Hi, I'm Jesus Christ, and today I wanted to share with you a method that can help you overcome chronic lateness, and even if you don't suffer from chronic lateness, this method can benefit you as well. Now, I'll get to the details of putting this into action later, but the method is always examining the decisions that you're going to need to make and the actions you're going to need to take, and doing them and planning them ahead of time. Now, for lateness, there's a lot of people that they're late all the time. If you're watching this on purpose, you might be one of those people, and I'm sure you know at least a few of those people that are just expectedly late for work, late for school, late for social thingy-majigs, and it's just something that you expect, and they probably expect it too. And a lot of people just give up and surrender and just think that they're late. That's part of who they are. And that's the farthest thing from the truth. No one is late because of who they are. They're late because of the habits they've formed. And people with these habits that make them late, they, may beat themselves up all the time and plan on doing something about it. They're not going to be late the next day and the next week. And they don't change anything. They don't change their habits, and it keeps happening. So this examining the decisions and the actions that you take, this will help you to productively analyze what it is that's making you late and actually make a difference. Now, you don't need to change what you do, you need to change when you do it. Best example of that is doing the dishes. If you let your dishes accumulate and they're on your counter for 3 weeks and you wash them 3 weeks from now, or if you wash them tonight, you're doing the same amount of washing, except for in that 3 weeks you got a bunch of crap on your counter, and it may actually give you some more work because then you got to scrub off all the stuff that's crusted off and got all that nasty stuff and your sink's got all that ick in it. If you do it when you need to do it, you're going to have a much cleaner kitchen, you're going to be doing less work, and just psychologically having a nice clean kitchen is better for you. Now, my method of taking a look at the decisions and actions you're going to need to take and doing as many of them ahead of time as you can, we're going to apply this to getting up and either going to work or school, because that's something that pretty much everyone does. Now, a lot of people have really bad morning habits. They'll get up on the 5th or 6th or 10th alarm, they'll scramble around trying to find something to wear, try to find something to eat if they eat breakfast at all, maybe try to find something they're going to eat for lunch, try to find where they put their keys, gather up all their stuff and show up to work a few minutes late again, and then realize that they forgot something. Now, I talked briefly about decision fatigue in my video on depression and the impossible task. And this comes into play here too, and this is why you should make as many of the decisions that you know you're going to have to make them ahead of time. And the actions that you know you're going to need to take, decide what actions you're going to take so you just do them already. Now, with decision fatigue, decisions break down your willpower. You have a finite amount of willpower, and making decisions breaks it down. People with depression have lower levels of this to begin with. And making decisions in a panic can wreak havoc on your willpower and have a disastrous effect on your day. Making these decisions ahead of time can free up that psychological energy that you need to focus on school or work or whatever it is that you need to put your mind to. So when you're examining what it is that makes you late, write it down. Get a little notebook or a piece of paper or whatever it is, a little app on a phone or whatever, and write it down. You already know that you're late. You already know it's a problem. Writing it down isn't beating yourself up. It's not an indictment against you. Writing it down is taking the first step to actually address and solve the problem. And then break it down so you can address the individual problems and come up with individual solutions so you can end the problem altogether. What were you late for? Why were you late? How late were you? What were you doing ahead of time? Did you underestimate the amount of time that you needed? That's a major problem most people have. They don't have a realistic grasp on how much time they need to do something. Take a look at everything that you need to do. Time what you need to do. When you get up in the morning, time how long it takes to do stuff. How long it takes to gather your things. How long does it take to eat breakfast, to shower, to get your hair ready? Everything that you need to do, you need to know how long you're actually going to spend doing it. Then look at what can you do the night before. Most of the things you do in the morning, you can make the decisions and most of the actions the night before. You can pick what clothes you're going to wear tomorrow. What are you going to eat for breakfast? If you're a cereal person, have the cereal out on the table, a bowl, and all you need to do is get the milk. You can have your coffee in one of them automatic coffee thingamajigs so it'll be ready and you can smell that coffee and just get straight to it. Get up on the first alarm. Not getting up on the first alarm sets a really bad precedent for the day because you've already started the day with a failure. You were going to get up at 7:15 and you didn't. You got up at 7, whatever else, after how many snooze buttons. This one I know is a really hard thing for people to do, but as willpower is like a muscle, the more you exercise it, the stronger it gets. If you are able to get up on the first alarm, it will give you a massive amount of strength to conquer the other challenges that will come at you throughout the day. Plan what you're going to have for lunch tomorrow. If you're just going to bring a can of soup, have it out and ready and put it with the rest of your stuff. Have a place for everything. Everything needs a home. If everything has a home, you know right where to get it. If you put your keys in the same place every day, you're never going to have to run around your house looking for your keys. If you get everything that you're going to need for school or work tomorrow and put it in one place by the door, so all you need to do is grab it, and go. You don't need to spend time running around looking for everything and worrying if you forgot something. And there's probably things that you do in the morning that I don't. Take a look at those things and see what of them, what decisions you need to make ahead of time, and what you can do to prepare for it to cut down on how much time you spend in the morning and cut down on your decision fatigue. Even if you don't do any of this, if you don't like write stuff down and do it like it's a science project or whatever, just be aware of what decisions you have to make and what actions you make. We have to make decisions all the time, and most of the time we don't think about it. Be mindful of what you're doing and why you're doing it and when you do it. And this mindfulness over what you're doing and when and why and all that crap, this will give you a better grasp and better sense of control over your life. So I hope this has been helpful. This is Jesus Christ, signing out.